Good enough for government work. Heritage, this is Julian. Yeah, absolutely. To what city? Okay. And then, do you have any type of decorative concrete? We do have what's called rolly skates. It is an added, it's an upcharge, but it's like driveway protection. Okay, perfect. All right, Andrew, so what I'll do is I'll send this over to my dispatcher. I'll have her generate an invoice, and I'll get that out to you here shortly. If you have any questions, just give me a call back. My name's Julian. All right, so we're going to take this. This used to be a 40. This client requested that we only deliver 45 and 50-yard bins, so we actually upped the wall on this one. And typically it's all recyclable material, so plastic, cardboard, and in this case it's a little bit of trash mixed in with other stuff. So we upped the walls 2 feet on this one, so it is 8 feet, 20 foot long, 8 foot tall, 8 foot wide. But this client is literally a couple minutes from here, so we'll head over there, give them a swap, and bring the full one back. We won't have time to dump it just because Jose and I have an appointment for a demolition job. One of our old clients, their house burned down, so he asked for us to go give him an estimate to completely demo the rest of it and then clear up all the debris. So we'll go from there. But I'm going to load this up real quick and we'll go from there. I had a lowboy on here yesterday, so those are only 16 foot long compared to this one, so got to move the hooks up to the front. And for us, the easiest way to get pulled over is not putting your straps on. We are in an industrial area, so we have DOT, CHP all over the place. The Sheriff's Department commercial enforcement team is always around here. So we've had multiple drivers get stopped just by not having those, and then they do full inspections on the truck. So also, it's a huge safety issue. If you don't have that and you get rear-ended like one of our drivers did, the container can pop off the rails and it's going to go one way or the other or straight forward. So put those hooks on. Alright, so we just pulled out of our office, which is literally right next to the 215 freeway, and this logistics center is right on the other side of the freeway, about, I don't know, a mile away, I would say. This has been a really good client for us, and we've done a lot of work. They're actually moving even closer to us, so now they're going to be probably about a football field away at one of the warehouses next to our yard. But for us, we focus on saturating our local market. So a lot of other local haulers are delivering dumpsters to Long Beach, Anaheim, extremely far places, San Diego, just picking up whatever they can. We try to focus on just saturating our local market and delivering as close as we can to our office. That allows us to be more efficient and just capitalize on all the local deliveries instead of blowing time and fuel and exposure on the roadway with accidents and all that stuff. We're in California, so drivers suck here. We're gonna go do this one real quick, and then we'll bring you guys along for this other demolition estimate. We have no idea what to expect for that one. We just know that that customer I delivered to back when we had the Max D roll-off system, and he continued to rent dumpsters from us throughout his home renovation projects. So he's been with us for a couple of years now, and he just called yesterday and said his house burned down, so needs to get that taken care of. So all right, so it's been a little while since we've actually made a video, but to be honest, we've been so swamped with work, especially with these unexpected fires in January. Like, who the hell expects fires in January? Gotta check in with security real quick.
Pickup.
Yeah, just swapping it out.
Trash?
It's for the trash one. Yeah. All right, so this client here is a textile company. They do a lot of pillows, a lot of bedding, a lot of miscellaneous shit for Walmarts and some other stores like DD's and Home Goods and all that stuff. So most of the time what they're throwing away, it's going to be cardboard, plastic, or some trash. We have a dumpster here specifically for cardboard, and typically we do that one once or twice a week. Every time we go dispose of it, we end up getting back about $200, something like that. Is that 170? For us, primarily we focus on the commercial and industrial client. We just prefer to do swaps rather than single deliveries. This is what used to be Big Blue. It's the big tub dumpster. So what I'll do is I'll drop this one, I'll pull that one out, and then I'll back it up into place. This is how I tarp. I don't know if this is the right way of doing it, but this is how I do it. Go here, go across the back. Hook it on one side, come down. This side. And walk to the front. This is the hard part because how big this dumpster is. So we've been looking for a new driver, and we're getting a lot of people that are on the road drivers applying. Only problem with that is they're not used to climbing and tarping and doing all that shit. Let's see. What? Oh, yeah. So this one I'm just gonna hook pull forward and then I got to bring that one in. So we opted to add, what you heard is these rollers. So if you don't have this roller on the back, you'll have your rails dig into asphalt or concrete. So when you add these rollers, it is an added fee, but it kind of protects the driveway from gouges and all that. So that's what you guys heard hitting the ground. ¿Agarran el forklift ahorita o quiere que se lo ponga? Que se lo ponga o que agarre el forklift. Okay. So this business owner, before we used to just slide them into place, but recently he's been angry with his employees and he wants them to pick them up with the forklift and put them into position just so we don't scratch all the concrete. This was one of our first dumpsters that we bought, and I got it for like $4,000. I didn't know what to do with it because it was so big for a single axle non-CDL truck, but we didn't sell it, we kept it, and now it's making us some good money here. Like I was saying, because this dumpster is 22 feet long and we have 22-foot rails, ideally you can take these off and get that extra 2 feet. We're just going right down the street and we're going to leave it at the yard because we have our appointment in 30 minutes. So Jose and I were buying all brand new bars for all the drivers and making sure they had all the nicest stuff. At the end of the day, they lose it all. They typically place them on the back at the landfill and they literally lose everything. So Rebar seems to work the best. Alright, so we got this one loaded up. We got to go drop it off at the yard. And we're going to be cutting it close for our appointment. Look at this little shitty security tower. It says Go Rams on it. So yesterday we took our very first truck, which is the International 4300, into Inland Empire Auto Body and Paint. So we got to get the driver's side door worked on. So it's been about at least a year and a half, I would say, since the last driver we had driving that truck had a little accident. He was basically backing up, looking over his right shoulder, not paying attention to the driver's side door being flung open, and he ended up hitting, I think, was it a chain link fence or what was it?
I think it was a tree.
Oh, a tree or a fence, whatever it was. So basically, it kind of hyperextended the door and the hinges. The locking mechanism got all messed up. And yeah, other than that, it doesn't close right. It's opened up on me a few times, and it's opened up on Jose another couple times. So for that reason, we had to get it worked on, and the guys over at Inland Empire Auto Body and Paint are going to take care of it for us. Probably add a new locking mechanism, and I think they said they might have to weld a couple things just because of how loose it is. But we'll see. We should get it back in a couple days. So with that International 4300, that little truck has been like our workhorse. It's a perfect delivery truck, and every time we'd give the keys to somebody else, they would mess it up. So over the last probably 2 months or so, we've been putting some new parts on there, trying to get it to look right and drive right, just because that's like the backup truck that Jose and I drive. So we added some new headlights. We couldn't see. We found that out during these fires in January. The headlights were just so typically we don't really drive it at night. So that truck is typically during the day, normal business hours. It's just making local deliveries or pickups of 15 and 20 yarders. When the fires happened, basically all trucks were running, and that truck was actually staying out in Pasadena, servicing the fires up there, and it was 24 hours around the clock, and we had to drive through some canyons in order to get to the landfills late at night. And we quickly realized we couldn't see. So actually our flashlights were brighter than our headlights, which is pretty sad to say. So we swapped those out right away, got some new headlights. The bumper, what did they hit? What did they hit with the bumper?
Chain link fence.
Oh, so they hit a chain link fence and ripped off part of the bumper. It was about to break off, so we got a nice chrome one on there. Dome light wasn't working, so we got that. We have to get a new sensor for the door so the dome light works. We're gonna put some new side mirrors. It seems like they always get banged up with trees and all that. And probably a new seat, just from us jumping in and out. We all carry our wallets or knives, and it's starting to rip the cushion on there. So I'll probably go on the internet and try to find a used one. I know Amazon sells them, but we'll see. You look at our yard, it looks like we have a lot of dumpsters, but to be honest, we don't. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have 19 40s here. I know a few folks in the industry, and I talk to John a lot from Same Day Dumpsters. This really isn't a lot. And the reason why is, well, for example, yesterday we got contacted about providing 40 dumpsters to one of the burned locations. Now, I don't really know a whole lot of people that have 40 dumpsters just sitting around. What we do have is 20 here and a couple more at our other yard. And we can take on jobs like that. Now, the pricing didn't work out. They didn't want to pay what I thought we should get paid. So it didn't work out for that instance, but we're okay keeping the dumpsters here, and then we'll service another big client. Get an Amazon or the Lowe's distribution center or Home Depot or any of our other big accounts that we don't want to name. Typically the last 10 to 15 dumpsters at a time, and it clears everything out. So if you don't have dumpsters sitting, you're not going to get those big calls. Or if you have a big cleanup project, I know we have one next week, so we're going to take a bunch of dumpsters, skid steers, actually 2 skid steers, a bunch of dumpsters, and go from there. But I used to be terrified looking at dumpsters, and actually I still am. I get scared when I see dumpsters here, but we always get those big calls and those big contracts because we do have them available. So turn it off, and we got to jump in the truck now. Go measure this other one. We're gonna be 8 minutes late. Dang it. All right, something else I want to talk about is we've been testing out a method of communication with our drivers, just to be a little, to make it easier on us and them. Typically, we do have trackers on the truck and we can see where they're at, but sometimes it doesn't tell us exactly what they're working on, right? We kind of have to assume based on time and our scheduling. So what I ended up doing was I ended up buying 9 of these rapid radios. I kept seeing them on Facebook and Instagram and watched a bunch of YouTube videos on them. I wanted to test them out, so we've had them for 3 or 4 weeks. They've worked out pretty well, but basically our dispatcher is now able just to quickly hit the button, transmit a message, and all the drivers will get back to her with their locations, what they're working on, and she's able to quickly update that way. If we have a client that's calling and asking for an ETA on a delivery or a pickup, she's able to just kind of stay on top of it, and just makes it a lot easier for us to communicate. Pretty durable. This one doesn't have a protective sleeve, but the other ones that the drivers are using, they actually have a green silicone sleeve, so it protects them from the drops. And oh yeah, this is Jose's, so that's what it looks like. Other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with the performance of them. We did have one that was broken, so I reached out to them, and I just need to get that one sent out and then get a new one. If you guys haven't tried these out, try them out. They work pretty well if you don't want to get a CB radio in your truck. And no, I'm not getting paid to talk about this. I simply went out and spent $1,700 on 9 of these and a couple accessories. But if you do want to give me a sponsor, reach out to us, 951-441-2972. Hello. How's it going? Record that side?
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, I mean, that's a dumb question to ask.
Well, we're a lot better than a month ago.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have Jose just videotape all that, and then we'll take it back to the office. That way we can do everything and give you guys a proper estimate on all of it. But
Alright, and this...
I'm just trying to see how everything's put together, just so we can put a plan together for demolition wise. put a plan together, clean up, demo, permits, all that good stuff. All right. Once again, appreciate your time.
Thanks. Yeah.
And, all right, guys. So we just left the burned property house here in Riverside, and like I was talking about earlier, we tried to really stick to the surrounding cities around our business just to be really efficient and be timely for our clients. For this specific client, we've been working with them for a good amount of time, but basically the last provider, according to him, just wasn't meeting the needs that they needed. You know, when they need dumpsters, they need them, and they need them picked up at certain times. So the city's getting pretty strict on that kind of stuff. So obviously we just got to be timely with what we're doing. And I told them that I was kind of driving in this area, so that's why we're stopping by.
Okay, push it. I'll push it and then you...
Es que come muchos frijoles, sí tiene el poder. ¿Va a necesitar otro? Así está bien.
No, está bien, por aquí anda James adentro si le quieres.
Oh, sí. Es que veníamos se quemó una casa, estamos dando un estimado. Con permiso. Are you James?
Yes.
Julian.
Oh, hey, man. What's up?
We were just checking out, we were doing a demolition estimate
really?
for a burned house over here. Let me know if you need anything.
Oh, well, thanks for stopping by, man.
Did you go to UCLA?
Yeah. How'd you know?
I'm a huge USC fan. All right, James. All right, guys. So right now we are back, basically where our old yard was, off of Van Buren, Jurupa area, and we are at Inland Empire Auto Body and Paint. So came over here to see a good friend of ours, Isaac, who was working on our door. We do have to order some parts so it can actually close right, but the issue we were having with this is it would just open up on you, especially at the landfill with all the vibration. So he said he just replaced this part of it just to get it to latch, and we're going to order some new parts. It closes way better than what it did before. So I'm going to order some parts. He's going to come install them, get the proper alignment on the door, and we'll keep working on this truck. I mean, we want to kind of touch up a lot of different things, but we'll start painting all the black on the rails and getting it looking right. Mind you, these are probably the best tires we've ran on our roll-off trucks. They're Hancocks. What are they? AM09s. They're used on Super 10 Zen dumps. But man, those things have been stout. Probably the best tires we've put on any of our trucks. And we have a bunch of them just sitting at the yard.
Got it for a year.
Yeah, we've had these for a year now, and they still look freaking awesome. So we'll add some new mirrors on there. Like I said, interior needs some work, but we're getting to it. Other than that, that's kind of our day so far. I got to get back. I have a meeting with our accountant here at 1:30, and then we're going to break off, go to the gym, and then I have another meeting with a business coach about 5:30 or 6. But that's it. Something that I've kind of taken on just because dumpsters is dumpsters, but from the standpoint of personal growth, business development, I've kind of wanted to learn more about that side, and coaching is the way to go. So we hired on a business coach that's gonna kind of help us get to the next step in business and life, as a business owner, as a friend, as a dad, a husband, and we'll go from there. So, yep. Thanks for watching.